Hello, I'm Refashionista Sheri, and if you love thrifting and vintage and upcycling and refashioning, you're definitely in the right place, and I highly suggest that you subscribe, throw me a like, and leave me a comment letting me know the types of DIYs and refashions you would like me to try out. Look in your closet, find something, leave me a comment, say, hey, I want to know how can I refashion this thing, and I will do that for you. But in the meantime, feel free to check out all of my hundreds of other upcycling refashioning videos. They're just absolutely awesome, and some of them are quite hilarious. But today, we're going to be doing something that hopefully is going to be fairly quick and easy and incredibly cozy, seeing as how the weather here in Toronto, at least, is now very, very cold. So I did have to bust out my sweaters. So I went through all of my sweaters and I found these ones that I'm just really not feeling anymore for whatever reason. But today I was thinking we might try to combine this one with this one, because like, look at that. Those colors are really nice together. So let's head to the studio and get making. For this super cozy, quick and easy project, all you need are two sweaters that you're just not really feeling anymore individually, but will possibly make an awesome Frankensweater when combined together. And of course, your sewing gear. So why exactly did I choose these sweaters to combine? Well, this one I've worn loads. It is super duper soft and it makes my eyes really, really pop. So it's fabulous. And I guess I've worn it too much because I noticed there's a hole in it. Plus there's a few of these little runs in it. And I was just thinking, hey, let's see what we can do, because I really love it. It is very, very soft. And this one I actually thrifted a few years ago, and I think I've only worn it once. And that is because, first of all, the sleeves are different lengths. So that is very, very annoying. And second of all, the neck, it looks okay. Right? It looks okay, but as soon as you put it on, you feel like you are being choked because it does not have a lot of stretch to it, and I don't know why that is. But yeah, so my idea is to take these sleeves and put them on this sweater because it just matches so beautifully, the colors, and then my sleeves will be the same length, right? Instead of this whatever the heck is wrong with this one. And then to cover up and mend the little holes and pulls, I'm going to chop out some of these appliques and add them onto this sweater. So a pretty easy transformation, I hope, I think. And if you want to do one that's a little bit more in depth and creating an absolutely awesome patchwork sweater dress, I shall link that tutorial down below for you, because that's one I did last winter and it came out absolutely fabulously. So I flipped my main sweater inside out, and first I'm going to remove the sleeves. And I was thinking, I wonder if there is a way that I can very, very carefully remove them and keep the finished edge here on each side. So one finished edge on the sleeve and the other finished edge on the sweater. I don't know, we're gonna see if this is gonna work, because of course I have an idea for what I'm going to use these sleeves for, and of course that will be an upcoming tutorial. So if I can salvage the actual edges here without having to chop them and then they're going to start fraying, that's going to be easier in the long run, even though picking out stitches is, you know, picky, hence the name, right? But I'm just going to see if this is going to be successful at all, and then we shall come back. Look, I think it is. If I just go very, very slowly. We might be here a while, but I'll just put on a series in the background, and or maybe not, because I really have to pay attention here, right? Okay, that actually worked. And so this is the armhole edge of my sweater, and you can see there's like no fraying at all because it's the finished edge. And then here is the finished edge of the sleeve. And it did take a little while, but now I can set these sleeves aside for my next project, and I know I don't have to worry about them fraying into nothingness while they sit and wait. So now I flipped my other sweater inside out, and I took those sleeves that are not remotely the same length and I lined up the cuffs so the ends at least are going to be even. And now I'm just going to grab one of the sleeves I removed and line that up with the edge of my cuffs here. And then I'm just going to chop it, giving myself a little bit for seam allowance. So then I have pretty much the exact same sleeve length for when I put these onto my other sweater. Before I attach my sleeves, I think I'm going to chop out some of these appliques and add them to my sweater, just because I think it's going to make it a lot easier to do it with the sweater not having the sleeves, then I don't have to faff around with the bulky fabric. So after way too long, I finally have my appliques cut out. I didn't realize how thick they were until I started cutting. And so I have one around the collar to cover up those little holes, and that looks adorable. And then the other one here that hopefully is going to look like it's kind of growing out of the side seam. But as I said, this is very, very thick. So I'm going to hand stitch them on. So I have my hand stitching gear, and let me know down below how you store your hand stitching gear. Do you do something like this just in a random storage box, or do you prefer the vintage way and you know, store it in those sugar cookie tins that all of our grandmas seem to have? Anyway, if you're not sure about hand stitching or how to get started, as I always say, feel free to check out my Sewing Basics ebook. Everything's in there. It's super cheap and it's super awesome, as well as my Refashioning 101 e-course. That is every single thing from start to finish that you need to get started thrifting, refashioning, upcycling, and then finally selling your handmade gear online. And yeah, if you're not sure about the course, well, I'm giving you 50% off with the code Refashion50, and here's Guy to tell you all about it.
Hey, yo, I'm Guy, and if you got a passion for fashion, I am here to tell you how you can transform it and create your own cool little eco-fashion business. All you got to do is take Refashioning 101, which is the awesome e-course by Confessions of a Refashionista. And yeah, everything is in there from start to finish. Every single thing you could possibly need. All the skills you need to get started. Transforming your own wardrobe, your friend's wardrobe, stuff you get at the thrift shop. And then the last lesson shows you how to resell it all online. And it's just a great little course for you. It has video lessons. It has PDF downloads. Go check it out. Enroll and get started on your eco-fashion journey today.
Okay, my appliques are now all on, and full disclosure, I gave up hand stitching them after a short time because it was just too painful to try to get through this thick applique here. So instead, I just very, very slowly and carefully went all around the edges with a tight, wide zigzag stitch, and I think it came out great. They both look fantastic. So now it's time to grab the sleeves and get these stitched on. Okay, so I have my sweater inside out and my sleeves right side out, and we're gonna pop the sleeves into the armholes, and then once again there's those right sides facing, which is exactly what we want. And you see here the bottom seam of the sleeve, I'm gonna match that up with the side seam of the sweater, and la, everything fantastic. Now I'm just going to go stitch this on with a tight, wide zigzag and repeat on the other side. Okay, the sleeves are stitched on, so now let's flip it right side out. Okay, that looks absolutely perfect. It is so adorable now. I have completely transformed this sweater from ripped and drab to totally fab. So now let's go try it on and style it up. And another Refashionista triumph. This came out so incredibly well, and what a great way to liven up my wardrobe without spending any money at all. You know, two less than stellar sweaters combined to create this awesomely amazing Frankensweater. And you can see I did go ahead and add another piece of the applique to the front here, and it just came out perfectly. The sleeves are great. The sleeves are the length that they should be now, which is fantastic. And it is so super cozy. I love it so much, and it looks fantastic with my DIY distressed denim, so I shall link that tutorial down below for you. And I want to know, do you guys do this when you switch over your wardrobe from, you know, this season to that season? Do you go through your existing wardrobe and kind of chop things up and put it together and make whole new items for the coming season like I do? Or am I just kind of on my own with that? I hope not. I hope other people do this. Anyway, let me know if you're going to give this a try, because the hardest part really was just figuring out how to put the appliques on. That's it. And of course the sewing was a bit time consuming, but all in all, another rousing success of a refashion. Now, I know I said last week I would not be doing troll time for a little while. I was going to give myself a little bit of a break, but then I got a comment that absolutely deserved to be responded to by none other than Nancy, my assistant. So let's go see what I did wrong this time.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Oh yeah, and then what happens? Yeah? Oh, just a sec. Yeah, hi, I'm Nancy, and if you don't know, I'm Sheri's assistant, and I handle her schedule and appointments and everything. Anyway, I'm gonna do troll time. Just give me one sec. Yeah, hold on one sec. Yeah, just a sec. This is gonna take very long, so I'm just gonna put you on hold. Okay. Right, okay, so today's troll is another one from YouTube, and those are always funny, aren't they? Anyway, this one, let's look at the video that this was under. It was one of Sheri's Halloween costume ideas in the YouTube Shorts. So here's the video.
If you have brown and orange and a microphone, you can be pumpkin spice and sing your way through your trick-or-treating.
Very, very cute, yeah? A very cute costume idea. And yeah, so then this person decided they needed to write this. So this person, of course, they don't have their name. They don't have their profile picture. They're totally anonymous as usual. Anyway, so their chosen name is Fire Demon 3663. Anyway, so Fire Demon 3663 says, "You are way too old for trick-or-treating, and even this app. Go back to the books, Grandma." Again, I don't even understand these people, like where their head is at. So out of curiosity, I took like a minute of my life, which again, I will not get this minute back, but whatevs. Anyway, and I went and looked at their profile. As I said, there's nothing on there for them to show who they really are, because that's how trolls work, right? Anyway, they have 3 videos on the profile. They have like, I don't know, 5 or 6 subscribers. The interesting part, though, is that they have been on YouTube since 2013. So going by, like, let's say they were 13 then. They're 23 now, right? And that's being generous, I think. And, like, you're old enough to know better not to do this kind of stuff at that age, right? And also, you know, Sheri started her channel in like 2013. She put her first video, but of course she had her account since 2011. That's only 2 years longer than this person. And then she posted her first video in 2013. So they could actually be the same age, or this person could be even older than her. And I don't understand either. Why is it an insult to call someone a grandma? You know, Sheri's 50. And first of all, she's pretty fit and awesome for 50. You know, she takes care of herself. She does a workout every day. And that's a cool thing. If you think what she's doing is pretty awesome, you know. It's not an insult to be called old or a grandma. It really isn't, because you know what? It's a privilege to age, right? Not everybody has that privilege. And regardless of how old this person is, they definitely are old enough to know better. Also, what did they say?
You're way too old for trick-or-treating. What the hell does that even mean? Sheri put out a whole bunch of last-minute costume ideas for you guys, and this person is thinking Sheri's going trick-or-treating. You know who she took trick-or-treating? Her kid and two of her kids' friends. Yeah? And just because maybe she wears a costume because it's fun, just because you turn 50 or 40 or 30 or 20, doesn't mean that you want to stop having fun at Halloween. I mean, Jesus, get a friggin' life, right? Get a life. Anyway, I don't really know what else to say about this person, but as always, it's another anonymous person who thinks, I don't know, they're being clever and it makes them feel good to write these crappy things. I don't get it. But as I said, regardless of how old you are, you should know better than to do this. And again, being anonymous and trolling online is just cowardly. Yeah, you're not a big person. You're not a big man, woman. I don't even know what this Fire Demon 3663. Like I said, we have no clue. But again, you're old enough to know better, so maybe it's time to start doing something yourself. And I don't see you creating videos and editing them and posting them and you know, helping people on your channel, so maybe zip your lip, yeah? Because Sheri's out here just trying to bring some positivity and showing people how to create their own unique style on a budget. And there ain't nothing wrong with that at all, right? Not at all. So I think we're just about done. And once again, Chantal has appeared, which I don't know why that happens all the time when I do Nancy, that Chantal shows up, but it does. So, so now Nancy's back, and she's gonna do the outro, okay? So stay safe, stay well, and from me, Nancy, and Refashionista Sheri, we will catch you on the zigzag. And yeah, don't ever think that you're too old to do anything, because you're not. You know, anybody can do whatever they want at any age. Okay, have a good day, and I go back to my call now. Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I told him too. Yeah.
This is Confessions of a Refashionista.